Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Caity Metz. I'm excited about being back on our weekly coffee chat. I missed it last week. I missed hearing your voices and being on, and I felt like I was cheating on you or something at Green Carpet.
You were.
So, I'm excited to be back, but, I appreciate the time change for this week. We also had Nathan and Cammie Dempsey, the top income earners of the company, come into Jersey to do a little Grace Life conference with us. So we start that at 9 this morning, and that's normally when these calls are. But we're going to do this call a little bit differently. Most times we have guests, and we'll just briefly share our stories, and then we kind of just get right into our guests and then how they can get started. But this week we decided that maybe we should just go into a little bit more about our stories. So, Catherine, I'm going to switch it up, and I'm just going to have you introduce yourself, why you got started with It Works, what kind of things that you saw, and how long you've been on and all that, and then we'll switch back.
Yeah,
Sound
I
good?
love that. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's just good because obviously you and I are both so passionate about this business, so it's really fun to share other people's stories, but I'm glad that everybody's going to get to know why we chose It Works too. But yes, this is Catherine McDonald, and I'm from Allegan, Michigan. If you're familiar with Michigan, it means I'm right in the middle of Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, and Holland, which is a really great location to be because those are three pretty good-sized cities within our area. So even though I feel like I live in the middle of nowhere, I actually am in a really great location for what we do, and I love being from Michigan. And I'm a diamond with It Works. We joined. It will be on September 21st. It will be our 2-year anniversary. So can't believe it's almost been 2 years. I forget all the time. Like I feel like we just got started, and I feel like we're still learning all the time, and so trying to kind of figure this thing out a little bit. But yeah, we got started, and actually we got started with no intention of getting started. At the time, I was working in another direct sales company. I wouldn't say I was doing great because we weren't seeing great income from it, but I was putting in my time, and I was booking parties and those types of things. But right about the time I really started looking at It Works, there were a few things that happened. I went to high school with Cammie Dempsey, who is our top money earner. And, we were just really good friends in high school. We played ball together and just had a lot of the same interests. But I graduated before Cammie, and I actually got married soon out of high school. So my husband was in the Navy, and we got married and left. And, I just kind of lost contact. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have any of those types of things. So it was very easy to lose contact with people at that time. But with Facebook coming back around, I started, reconnecting with those people. And I was following Cammie on Facebook for probably 3 years. And, I knew that she was in a home-based business, but I was in a home-based business. And I kind of thought, oh, see, there's another thing we have in common. But then I saw her posting about her Australia trip and different things like that, and I'm going, what is she got going on? I really started watching a little bit more. But all as this is going on, and I'm watching Cammie, and we're going through these life things, I started struggling with some health issues. And I had some significant surgeries and really had been struggling with my health for about, 7 years before I connected with Cammie. Just every day struggling to get out of bed. I have 4 kids, trying to get them to school in the morning. I'm coming home like laying on the couch. Like I sound like a horrible stay-at-home mom. But I just could not function. Like I felt like I could never keep my eyes open. And just had no energy, and just I just wanted to be a fun mom, and I just didn't know how anymore. You know, like I was just in that place. But I have issues with calcium, which causes many problems as far as depression and tiredness and fatigue and lots of issues. And then I don't have most of my pancreas. I needed to have a lot of that removed because of tumors that were growing there. And so I have issues with blood sugar and digestion. And so it's like I was trying so hard to get through life and not whine and complain about how I felt. But when I did get up and leave the house, it was like you just put on a little extra makeup to make sure that you didn't look like you were exhausted as you were really feeling. And, you know, and so I'm watching Caity post about our products and our greens, and I'm like, oh, those might be really, you know, good, like getting all of that extra nutrition. And so I started really watching what she was posting about, and mostly the products. And I started watching her business videos, too, because, like I said, I was in a business, and I thought, maybe I could learn something from what she's doing, and it would help me with my business. And so as all this is happening, I know this is becoming very long, as all this is happening, there were a few things that I think God put in place, and to some people this might be silly, but I felt like they were the things God used to get my attention. One of those things was my husband and I go to upstate New York to a place called Word of Life every summer, and we send our kids to summer camp, and Joel and I, we go and we get refocused through their Bible conference that they have. And the speakers of the Bible conference 2 summers ago, at the week we were there, were from Answers in Genesis out of Kentucky. And we had a great week, and we just learned so much and really fell in love with this ministry and the things that they were teaching. Well, the following week, Cammy's family was in Kentucky at the Answers in Genesis Museum. So that created a conversation that we were having about just what we both were learning in those things. And then a couple of weeks later, maybe a month later, she posted something about starting a women's, like getting involved in a women's basketball league. I've been looking for some place to try and, you know, get out of the house and do something like that. And, of course, Cammie and I both love basketball. So I was like, oh, my goodness, like that would be really fun. It'd be like high school all over again. And so that was another thing that drew my attention. And the third thing was, and most people just think this is hilarious, but she had just moved into her new home and gotten a beautiful espresso machine. And it sat on her counter, and she posted a picture on Facebook of her espresso machine and having her morning coffee. I love coffee. And for me, coffee speaks friendship and fellowship and sitting and spending time with people and getting to know people. And I was like, I want to know what she's doing. Because if she's investing in coffee, she's investing in people. And that might sound silly, but that's the way I look at those two things. And I was like, I want in. Whatever she's doing, I want to do it. So I called Cammie the next day, and we chit-chatted, and I still told her that I just wanted to learn more about her business so I could help mine. But really in the back of my mind, I'm going, she's got something going on, and I want to know more about it. And so we met for lunch, and Joel and I joined the next day after we met for lunch.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
It's funny how you said that because I'm on my way to go get coffee right now. Oh, that's so awesome. I just and I think that it's awesome, too, that you watched her for 3 years and you've known her for a long time. So you might think, you know, I know a lot of people struggle with maybe thinking that their family and friends might jump on right away, or maybe they're not so sure what their friends and family might think, but people watch what you put on Facebook. Clearly, you watched for 3 years. So yeah. I guess for somebody that's in the business, what's a tip that you can give them about Facebook? It wasn't like join my team that drew you in either. It was coffee. So what do you think they should post that would maybe draw interest on their Facebook page?
I think, first of all, and we talk about this a lot with our teams, that make Facebook your highlight reel. And I mean that in that do not allow Facebook to be your dumping ground for all the issues you have going on in your life. We all have issues, and there's a time and a place to share those things. But when you're trying to build a business, probably Facebook isn't the right place for that. And I never saw those things with Cammie, and I never was sitting back thinking, oh, my goodness, she has a perfect life. But she was showing her highlight reel, and these are the things that she loves and she enjoys. And because It Works is all about relationships, if you're posting the things that are relational, it's going to draw people's attention. Just posting pictures about products all the time, in people's minds it's the same as watching a commercial on television. And every time I see a Colgate commercial on television, I don't think, oh, my goodness, I need to run out and buy a tube of Colgate. You know?
Exactly.
But, and it's not just the picture of the Colgate that's drawing people's attention anyways. What they're doing is, like, putting out people with smiling faces, and they have beautiful teeth, and people want to see the whole picture of what you have going on. They want to see friendship, fun, and freedom. And so I just think that is what Cammie did successfully, and I'm sure she knew what she was doing, but I don't know that she knew that that's what was going to draw my attention, you know? So I think just being real, like keep your life very, very real as far as these are the things that I'm enjoying about my life and I'm able to do because of It Works.
I love that. And I think that's so important. And even just, you know, I know somebody had messaged me, and it was someone I was talking to, and it was really just posting something like Rap Cash paid for gas. And it was when I first started. I was so excited that I didn't have to charge it. You know, think about what people need and show them that in your life, because chances are you might even be taking that thing for granted that you have that you don't even realize is somebody else's, like, dream, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that's so true.
I love that. That's so true. I love it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I guess I should.
You got to share your story.
All right. Well, I got started. I'm from New Jersey. I'm from Wantage, New Jersey. It's a very, very small town. I literally live on a farm. And I got started with It Works 2 years ago in May. So it's been a little over 2 years. And I actually didn't want the person that got me involved. It was actually my mom. Her name is Kim Haber. She's a presidential diamond, also out of Jersey. And she had called me. I was actually at school. I was going to school full-time, and I was working full-time in retail. And she called me about the product. She said at the time she was with another direct sales company as well, and they were going into business, and we very quickly saw the writing on the wall there. And I actually had joined her in that business, and I wasn't really making anything. I was spending money every month just to make money, and it wasn't working out, and you needed a quota of sales every single month to get paid. And I was like, Mom, I'm just not making it, and I don't need homewares because I'm not living in a home. I was living with my dad, and I was going to school. So I, wasn't too sure what I thought about the product. I thought, oh, no, this is another one of those home-based businesses. She's going to try and get me to sell it with her, and I don't know how I feel about that. So I kind of blew her off. I was like, Mom, I'm at school. I really can't talk to you about this right now. And she was just so excited. She's like, I have this belly wrap, and I put it on. And, she was just, talking a mile a minute. And I finally said to her, I was like, you know what, Mom? Are you going to have, a starter party? I knew how that kind of works. She's like, yes, I'm going to invite everybody over. We're going to have a meeting. And so I was like, okay, fine. And she told me it was $25 to try. And then she showed me her before and after pictures. She showed me a couple other people's before and after pictures of what she was doing. And she hadn't posted it on Facebook yet. So she contacted her friends and family first. And I thought, all right, let me take a look at this. It's only $25. And I started talking to the girls at work about it, and they all were, really, really interested. We were all trying to lose weight. We had all been trying to diet together. You know how girls do that when they work together. I was going to the gym with a good friend of mine, and he had lost like 90 pounds, and I was not losing weight. And at the time, I was in and out of the hospital. I was really sick with a lot of medical issues. They really didn't know what was wrong with me. They thought I had celiac. They thought I, should go gluten-free. That didn't work. So it was just a lot of being back and forth and being sick and medical bills and everything. So I wasn't too sure what I thought about putting a wrap on my stomach. I was a little bit afraid, to be honest, because I didn't know what was in it, and I didn't know how my body would react to it. So my mom had called me about the greens, and we had done other vitamin drinks trying to make my stomach feel better, and nothing was working. I was on 3 different kinds of medication, and at the time, I think I was 21, and I had been going to the hospital for a year prior. So, like, from age 20 to 21, I was just so sick. And she told me about the greens and what they could do for my health, and I remember thinking, like, I would sell my soul to feel better. I would do anything. And I'm too young to be sick, and I would be in the waiting room at the hospital, and they would even say to me, wow, you're way too young to be getting these kinds of things done. And I'm like, I know. And I couldn't have pasta, and I'm Italian, and it was awful. So I went and I tried the product, and I wasn't going to wrap that night. My mom had said, Kate, I only have a couple of wraps left. At the time we joined, there was actually, the company grew so quickly in like a few months that there weren't enough wraps. They couldn't keep them in fast enough. So we got our kit a few weeks late. So her kit had come in with her initial wrap, and then she didn't have any extra to wrap me. So she said, Kate, I'm sorry, but, just come, watch these people be wrapped, and then I'll talk to you more about the greens because I know that's why you're here anyway. And there was one lady, and I love how God works that way, there was one lady who didn't want to wrap that night. And so Kate, she's like, Kate, I have one last wrap. Do you want it? It's $25. And I was like, yes. Because I saw everybody else getting all excited about it. What I didn't know was that when she put the wrap on me, I didn't know that she was going to show other people how to wrap me.
Oh.
I was like, oh my goodness, Mom, I can't believe it. So I was like, no, I need privacy. So we went in, and I tried the wrap, and I actually didn't get results in 45 minutes. I did see people at the party. Almost everybody except one other person didn't get results in 45 minutes. And the next morning, me and the other person who didn't get results got the best results out of everyone else. We actually, we were just so sick that we actually bloated first. So I was really discouraged. When I first took the wrap off, I was expecting magic, and it really wasn't magical for me. And I remember thinking, and I told my girlfriends, I'm like, if this thing doesn't work, you guys owe me $25 because they all wanted me to try it to see how it worked first on me and then go for it. So I was so upset, and I remember even saying to my mother-in-law and now my fiance, like, I don't know, what we're going to do, and I don't know if this is for me, but I really want to check out these greens. So the next morning when I got results, I was so excited because I really, in the back of my mind, I knew if this thing worked, I knew so many people who would do it. And so I was really, really excited. I didn't even become a customer that night because I really wasn't too sure of what I thought. And when I got my results, I showed everyone. And I thought at first, I'm like, oh my gosh, my stomach, it's not looked like this since I've been sick. And so when I got the results, I was like ready to cry. I couldn't believe it. And so I shared it with everyone. I was like showing my belly to the girls in the back room at the store, and I was telling my customers about it. And I was posting it on Facebook. I remember my father-in-law being like, Dan, why is Katie's belly on Facebook? And I was so excited. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I started a list of people, and I was like, it's $25 or it's $30 when they come in. If you just want to pay me now, I'll reserve some wraps for you. My mom has a shipment coming in, so you just pay me now. I didn't really know what I was doing. And I had people throwing money at me. And I had more wrap cash before I even started to put towards my kit. So my mom said to me, she goes, Katie, if you just join That's one wrap times $25. What does that look like for you? How is that going to help you? And I needed the money. We were looking to move out. Me and Dan have been together for 5 years now. So 2 years ago, we've been together for 3 years. We're looking to move out together. And we just didn't have the extra money. Even though I was working full-time, I was the store manager, and I wasn't making enough money. And also the time. I was going to school full-time, too. So I just didn't know how I was going to fit this in. But the fact that people were throwing money at me was a big deal. I realized that I could do this around everything else. And I thought, worst-case scenario, I'll make enough money to pay for a few months of products, get on these greens that I want, and lose some weight, and we'll see how it goes. So my initial thing was just to lose weight and make a couple extra $100 a month maybe. And quickly I realized that this could be something more. Once I hit Ruby really, really quickly, which is really the first goal you should have as a new person. And I did that right away. And I was making enough money between Wrap Cash and my paycheck and everything. In my first month, I was able to leave my full-time job. And it wasn't because I was a millionaire or anything ridiculous like that. It was just I was working really hard at getting the wrap on people, and I had enough money saved up from just selling wraps that I could leave and take a leave of absence. And I said to them, if this works, if this thing works out for me, I'll not come back. I'll just take a leave of absence, and if it doesn't work out, I'll come back to work. So I left, and that was terrifying. But I knew that if I put in the extra time here and I was making enough money to cover my bills, I knew that if I left there and I put in the time here, where I could go. So I started telling everyone, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to be a diamond, and I didn't even know what that meant, but I told everybody I was going to be it. So they'd be like, are you coming with me? I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to make $2,000 or more a month, and that was my goal. And I knew that if I hit diamond, I would be able to move out. So I didn't do that for I did it in my first 8 months, which is a huge deal. That's like,
awesome.
I'm 24 years old now, and now I'm a double diamond making about $6,000 a month, and I told everybody I was going to do it. So my tip for people, and I say this to my team all the time, is just tell people where you're going. Figure out what your target is and tell everybody that's where you're going. And eventually you're going to believe it because you're going to say it so much that people are going to be like, oh, yeah, she's a diamond, right? So just say what you want, and it does happen. So for me, that's been huge, and we've been able to move out, and we were able to give back a lot more. But really just personally what it's done for me, I'm, down 50 pounds. I've been down 50 pounds and maintained it for the past 2 years. I'm off of all of my medications, and we are just, we love it. So our next goal is just getting Dan out of work. So I've been telling people, but I'm going to retire my fiance. So it's just been an amazing, amazing blessing and an amazing journey. And I jumped in right away. I didn't watch my mom. She was just getting started when I started. So it can go one of two ways.
It can. And Caity, even though you did get started pretty quick with your mom, you weren't convinced right away. And I think that there's a lesson in that too, that our closest family and friends aren't necessarily going to be our greatest supporters. They're always going to love us, and they're always going to be like, hey, I wish the best for you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be the one to jump into our business first.
Exactly.
And, so I think that's an area where we can get discouraged, and we just have to keep going. My brothers just became loyal customers, both of them, this past spring. So I'd been in the business for a year and a half before both of them decided to become loyal customers. And I was like, you guys, and they love the products. They're both, one of them's on the hair, skin, and nails and getting great results, and the other one, him and his wife and kids are all on taking greens, and it's been really good for them. And I'm like, you guys, what took you so long? And they're like, we wanted to make sure that you were really going to stick with it.
Wow.
They're like, we didn't want to get ourselves into something that you were just going to start and quit. So we wanted to see if this was the real deal. And obviously it is, because you love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So sometimes people are watching even just to see it, like they're trying to see how real it is through your experience. And to just keep going, just keep doing what we do. Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I know.
So I can relate to that too. I know that when I first started, my family was pretty much joined under my mom, and my other side wasn't too sure what they thought. And I have people coming to me now, and they kind of come to me in secret. They ask me about it. And even friends and family that were like, wow, you've been doing this 2 years now. There must be something to it. And seeing how our lives have changed, and again, like you said with Cammie, like I have people that jumped in right away, and I have people that waited to see what it did for us. And anytime they talk to us, they ask, oh, you're doing really well with that, huh? How's that, how's that home business of yours? So it's really just a matter of how seriously you take yourself.
Yeah.
And making no excuse. We both had a lot of excuses to not make this work, but it's just a matter of what do you want? What is that money or the time, or what is that going to mean to you? And how bad are you willing to, want it and work for it? So very awesome. Do you want to talk about, I guess, getting started? Do you want to talk about, like, what that looks like for someone who maybe doesn't know?
Yeah. And I love that with It Works, it's only $99 to get started. And I really like the part of your story, Caity, where you talk about how you pre-sold your wraps and you just told people about it and you said, hey, I think I'm going to get started with this. When my kit comes in, it's going to be $25. Do you want to reserve your wrap now? That's something that's so doable. And if you do that with 4 people, you've paid for your kit. And you get those 4 wraps right there, so you've made your money instantly. And I love that It Works has made it so feasible for us to get started. The first month you do get a website. We get a website, but the first month it's free. So you're not shelling out any extra money for that in your first month. You're just getting those wraps and you're getting started. And another thing that's awesome, Caity, is with those 4 wraps that you get in your kit that you sell and you've made that $100 back, you can turn around and reinvest in it for your next month of what we call our auto ships. And we have a minimum 80 BV, which is our volume on our products. 80 BV of products that we get every single month, which is not a big deal because if you're taking the greens and it's vital and you're somebody who likes to have those heavy carb or sugary snacks, you're going to want the fat fighters. And then on top of that, you're going to want some wraps on hand. So if nothing else, you buy 2 boxes of wraps every single month and sell them. You just keep replacing that money. And in the process, you're wrapping those people, and they're becoming your customers. And so then you're developing commissions on top of that wrap cash. I love that.
Crazy.
I know. So you invest that initial $99. You get started, get those wraps sold. Those people become your customers, or they're going to join your business. And with our process, we have what we call our steps to success. So in your first 30 days, if you find 4 loyal customers, which you're going to wrap 4 people right away, then you're going to get $120 in free product, or $120 of our BB in free product. And I love that you can use that like coupons on your orders, or you can just buy all the product that you're wanting to buy with that. You can do whatever you want with it. But it's just another way that you get to build your business even more. We have a family that just joined our business last month, and they could not afford to do any more than buy that initial $99 business builder kit. The wife went out and found 2 loyal customers. The husband went out and found 2 loyal customers. They got their $120. They went and got another box of wraps, and they got their greens and their fat fighter and their defining gel, everything that they knew they were going to need to be able to share this business with other people. So smart of them to do that. So that was our step 2, is you find those 4 loyal customers. Step 3 is you find 3 people who'd like to make some money along with you, and you do that in your first 60 days and help them get started with 2 loyal customers apiece. You're guaranteed to make a minimum of $500 a month. Love that.
I love that. And I love right now, too, we are also still in a good bonus period. Our company is so gracious. They're debt-free, and they want to get us out of debt. And if you complete those steps of success and get yourself up to the level of diamond in your first 3 full calendar months, the company will give you an additional $400 a month. And both Catherine and I have earned the good bonus at some point or another. So it's definitely doable. And, you know, just completing those steps to success. But also, if that wasn't good enough, they also have this 2 good bonus, and I think it's so awesome. And really all you need for this 2 good bonus is they're going to pay out $20,000, up to $20,000 of credit card, medical bills, or student loan debt. Who here has debt? I know
Love
we,
that.
you know, some here too. And all you need is just one loyal customer and one distributor with you. And just think about who you want to bless. Not a list of.
And yes, Caity, you're breaking.
Oh no, am I breaking up?
You're breaking up a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, it's just to fill in the gaps because I know what you're saying is you can get multiple entries into that drawing. And I'm like, so every time you get a distributor and every time you get a loyal customer through the month of August, your name goes in that drawing for the $20,000. And they're going to draw out 20 names, not just one. So there's multiple chances. It's your chances are way better than winning the lottery, and we hear about people winning the lottery.
Yeah.
So, man, what a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. I think it's great too, and I know, you know, I was at something with our CEO this past weekend at our corporate event, and he was saying that last month they ran a campaign also to see kind of how many people did that. Starts with one distributor and one loyal customer, and out of 70,000 people, only about 6,000 people did it. So think about your odds here. You know, 1 out of 6,000 isn't so bad, and it's like 1 in a million for the lottery. So it's definitely doable, and especially when you're first getting started or things like that, just get back with the person who invited you. You're not in business by yourself at all. We're all here to help you. Catherine and I aren't on the same team, but we're very passionate and in similar places in our business, and we get together here every week, and we've never actually met in person.
Love it.
So really just, you know, get back with the person who got you on this. So you're here for a reason. I don't believe that you got here by chance. You're definitely here for a reason, and just definitely look into what this could do for you. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back.
Yes, and it's going to be a great weekend. You know, the start of the month, and we have so much to look forward to in August. And I hope you guys have a great time at the Grace Life Conference.
Thank you. I will see you soon, and thank you guys. We'll be back at this regular time, 9 a.m. Eastern next week. So thank you guys. Have an awesome, awesome weekend.
Goodbye.
Bye.